Well, a very good morning to you and to the viewers back at home. And I think many in eThekwini are breathing a sigh of relief with this new information that those two bulk water pipelines have been restored. They've been out of commission for about 6 months now since the April floods last year. Many areas in eThekwini were severely affected. The municipality had to also go on water rationing to try and make sure that the areas receive water in those respective places. But to talk more to us about what's happening today, the minister's visit, I am joined by the spokesperson of Umgeni Water, Shami Harichunda. Thank you so much for joining us, Shami. Very important day for eThekwini. Several areas have been without water. Some have been calling out for the municipality to correct these pipes, to help fix these pipes. Umgeni Water really at the forefront of this. Talk to us about the damage that these pipes had, and also how we have come to this day now where we see those pipelines corrected.
No, indeed. Thank you very much indeed for the opportunity to share the information with your viewers. Today it really is an important occasion for Umgeni Water. The Minister will be with us in a short while, perhaps in about an hour from now, where he will officially commission Aqueduct 1. Now, as your viewers may be aware, Aqueduct 1 was extensively damaged in the April floods. Since that floods, the aqueduct had to be decommissioned. That took out of the system at least 120 megalitres of raw water. That raw water comes from Nagle Dam and it's transported to the Durban Heights Water treatment plant for treatment and supply to eThekwini. The work on the damage has now been completed. In fact, there were 6 points along the route of that aqueduct that had to be replaced. They were so badly damaged that entire sections of the pipe had to be replaced. The other major event today, which the Minister is going to be officially commissioning, is Reservoir 3. Reservoir 3 had been out of use now for at least 3 years. Due to various complications, including the coronavirus and litigation, the work on that reservoir could not be completed. The work involved refurbishment in order to stabilize the structure of that reservoir and prolong its useful life. That work has now been completed. Today, this morning, the Minister will be commissioning that reservoir. It's good news for the city of Durban, both the return of Aqueduct 1 and the use of Reservoir 3. That is extremely good news for the city of Durban. It will bring into the equation additional water. It will improve the security of water supply, and will mean that eThekwini will have access to more water from Aqueduct 1 and Res 3. So really, today is an important day for Umgeni Water. We waited for quite a long time for this day to arrive. It has, and we're now privileged to have the Minister with us to do the official opening of both the infrastructure.
Now, several areas in eThekwini Metro have had water rationing. Some of the water supply also has been diminished. Many people complaining that, water is not coming into the areas. If we talk about Reservoir 1, the pipe Aqueduct 1, Aqueduct 2, and now this new, the third reservoir that you're talking about, what areas are going to receive most of the bulk water? Because I imagine it's going to feed the north.
Yeah. I just need to draw a distinction between the role of a municipality and that of Umgeni. Umgeni is a bulk water supplier. So the Reservoir 3 will supply water in bulk to eThekwini's reservoirs in the north of Durban, particularly areas that are high-lying. And those areas include I-N-K, Inanda, Intuzuma, Kwamashu, and parts of Phoenix. It is well documented that these areas have been, on occasions, have been struggling to receive a proper constant supply of water. There's been interruptions in water supply. There have been interruptions in water supply in Phoenix as well. We are hoping that with the additional water that will now be available in Reservoir 3, it will alleviate some of the difficulties that have been experienced already.
I imagine the costs in correcting all these pipelines must be in the millions. Can you talk to us about how much has it costed Umgeni Water to fix the pipelines?
The estimate of damage done in the floods of April 2022 are close to 900 million. So we're looking perhaps around, could end up being close, well, at least a billion already. The Aqueduct 1 itself required a substantial amount of investment to get it going. Similarly, Aqueduct 2, which was also extensively damaged, will also require a substantial investment to repair that or replace parts of it as well. So collectively, the amount of damage is in the region will ultimately arrive at about R1 million altogether.
Now, Shami, before I let you go, we are experiencing load shedding. We are in load shedding stage 6. Now that the pipelines have been corrected, it's going to be pumping, I imagine, water up to the north using, electricity. Is this going to affect load shedding, affect this, at all?
Unquestionably. Mm-hmm. Load shedding and its impact on abstraction of raw water and the supply of potable water through pumping systems have been affected. We have documented this, Umgeni Water has documented this and shared the information with the public. It is when the lights go out, when power supply is disconnected for load shedding or any other reason, power supply failure, the pumps that supply water are unable to work. Some areas, some sites of Umgeni Water have been excluded from load shedding, such as Midma up in Howick, that's been excluded. But many of Umgeni Water's plants require electricity to work effectively and efficiently. Unfortunately, there are no generators big enough to work some of the plants that are reliant on Eskom or a municipality for water supply. It means then, when the lights go out, the pumps cannot work, and Umgeni Water cannot supply water to municipalities for recirculation to consumers. That ultimately is the impact of load shedding on potable water production and supply.
Shami, thank you so much for talking to us and also just, talking to us about what's going to happen today. I mean, it's very exciting for eThekwini. A lot of people have been without water. There has been complaints about the quality of water, as you heard Shami saying there, that it's running into the millions to correct these 2 pipelines. A 3rd pipeline is also in the making, which is going to alleviate our water woes. I'll hand it back to you in studio.